What up, everybody? InstructaBeats back again here with our volume unit. Today we're going to be talking about finding the volume of a sphere. So let's check out our objective today. Your objective today I will be able to demonstrate where the formula for volume of a sphere came from and be able to solve volume of a sphere question. So first of all, let's talk about a sphere. A sphere is a 3D round object where every point is equidistant from the center. Okay, and equidistant just means the same. And so basically it's a 3D circle, right? Every point, it's a perfect ball. Every point is the same distance no matter where you're at on the sphere. It is the same from the middle of the sphere to that point. All right, so let's start with a key thought. And in the last lesson we talked about where the volume formula for a cone came from, right? And it was 1/3 of the cylinder. And the reason it was 1/3 is because it took 3 cones to fill up the volume of a cylinder, right? And that's how we derived the formula, and we talked about that. Well, a sphere and a cone are also related. So here you see the sphere and the cone have the same exact radius, okay? Now we're also going to assume that the height of the cone and the height of the the height of the cone and the height of the sphere are also the same. If the height, okay, and radius of the sphere and cone are the same, it would take exactly 2 cones to fill the sphere. And there's YouTube videos, you can double check that, okay, but for now you're gonna have to trust me. So if you filled the cone up with twice with water and dumped it into the sphere that had the same radius and the same height, it would take exactly 2 of those cones to fill up the sphere. Another thing I want to point out is because a sphere is equal distance, okay, or equidistant from the middle everywhere, the height is going to be exactly 2 of the radiuses, right? And so if the radius is 3, the height then would be 6 meters, because in a sphere everything is equidistant from the center. And that's going to come back later and be important, but I wanted to point that out. But the key thought here is if the height and radius of the sphere and cone are the same, it would take exactly 2 cones to fill up the sphere. And that's going to help us when we get to our volume formula. And so the volume for a cone, right, was volume equaled 1/3 pi r squared times height, right? That's where that's the formula we derived in our last lesson. So we just said that it takes 2 cones. So what we need to do here, right, is we need to take this formula and we need to multiply it by 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from this formula, okay, taking the taking the formula for volume of a cylinder and multiplying it by 2, and we're going to kind of simplify it. So the first thing I'm going to do to make this easy is I'm going to do pi, there we go, r squared times the height, and then we're going to divide by 3 instead of multiplying by the reciprocal. Okay, and then instead of multiplying by 2, we're just going to do repeat addition. So we're going to do this twice. Pi r squared times the height, and again we're going to divide that by 3. So this is now the volume form of a cylinder, and instead of multiplying by 1/3, I'm dividing, okay, by 3, which we talked about in the last lesson, another way you can do it. And now we want to simplify this together. So if you remember what I just said on the last slide, the height of a sphere is equal to 2 radiuses, right? Because everything is equidistant, and we just pointed that in the last picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute the height for 2r, and I'm going to rewrite this as pi r squared times 2r, and I'm going to divide that by 3. And then I'm going to do the same thing here, pi r squared, and then I'm going to substitute my height for 2 radiuses, which is the same thing, and I just pointed that last slide again, divided by 3. So now that we've done that, we can combine this, okay, and we can say we're going to put the 2 in front, okay, because typically in math you're going to put the coefficient in front, and we're going to say 2r cubed, because r times r squared. We're going to use our product rule where you add the exponents, and we're going to divide this by 3. And then we're going to have 2, again, same thing over here, pi r cubed, and again, we're going to divide that by 3. Okay, so now we want to keep simplifying it because, again, we could use this volume formula. You're going to have to do the same thing and add it together. So let's really just keep combining it. And so here I have 2/3. So here I want to add these together, right? My denominators are the same. All right, I have the same variable here, okay, r cubed, I have pi, and so just like we were adding, if we were simplifying polynomials like we just worked on in the previous lesson, you can just add the coefficients together, and we're going to have 4 pi r cubed divided by 3, okay? And so this is our volume formula for a sphere, and then the other way you could write it, and this would be the same thing, okay? You could just do 4/3 pi r cubed, all right? So either one of these is the same thing, and if you look and you go back, you can rewatch it. What we did is we started with the formula for a cylinder, recognizing that it took, for a cone, recognizing that it took 2 cones, right, to make a sphere. So we were going to add those together, and then what we did is we just traded out the height for 2 radiuses, because in a sphere, the height is going to be the same thing as 2 radii, okay? And then we added it together, we simplified it, we ended up getting our volume formula, which we can write 2 different ways. We could do 4 pi r cubed over 3, or 4/3 pi r cubed. Either one is totally fine. So now that you understand how the sphere is connected to the cone, and the cone came from the cylinder, and the cylinder came from a right prism, again, we're doing the same thing for volume. Everything started with area of a base times the height, trying to figure out how many cubic units we needed, and everything's interconnected. So let's do an I do problem. So my volume formula I'm going to use just to make it easy, because especially if you're using a calculator, is going to be 4/3 pi r cubed. And it says this perfectly shaped sphere marble has a radius of 2 feet, which, right? So my radius is going to be 2 feet, which incidentally means my height would be 4. And I want to know the volume, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my radius to my formula that we just derived using our formula for a cone. I'm going to do 4/3 pi 2 cubed. Okay, and at this point you can use a calculator if you have one. If not, you can solve it out. It doesn't matter. Remember that if you do not have a calculator with a pi button on it, you can use 3.14 as a typically accepted number for pi. And the volume I got was 33.4933, and this was repeating, so you can do that right there. And I'm going to say feet cubed, okay? Now sometimes if you're doing IXL on another website, they might just have you write the answer in pi. So it might be like 10.667, and right, that was repeating, and then they might just have you write pi at the end. And what that just means is that you know you're taking this number and you're having to multiply it by pi to find your final answer. But because pi is an irrational number, sometimes they just have you write that. So either one of these would be fine as long as you put feet cubed. So here is your U-try problem. Okay, you can check out this rotating sphere right here. Pretty cool. It has a radius of 10 inches. How many cubic inches of water would it take to fill it up? So go ahead and start with your statement. Push pause, solve it, and then let's check your mastery. So hopefully you just paused it and you solved it. And so my statement's going to say it would take blank cubic inches of water to fill it up. All right, so my volume formula I'm going to use is 4/3 pi r cubed. Again, the purpose of this lesson is for you to know how to use the formula, but really what the objective was for you to figure out where it came from and how it's interconnected to the cone in the sphere, okay? And so now that you know it, all you got to do is plug in your information. So 4/3 pi 10 cubed, and that should tell you the volume. You can go ahead and type it in your calculator. Now when I did this one on my calculator that did not have a pi button, okay, I got 4,186.66 repeated. When I did it on a calculator that had a pi button, I got 4,188.7902, and then both of these would be inches cubed. So it's pretty interesting the difference between a scientific calculator and just using a phone calculator. Okay, so if you got something a little bit different on the last one, think about what calculator you're using. You're going to have to get one for Math 1. You're going to have to probably get one of the TI-83s or whatever the new ones are, and that will give you a more accurate answer. But obviously, if you have the pi button, it's going to give you a more accurate answer than if you're just using 3.14. So I think that's pretty interesting. But either one of these for this purpose would work because, again, we're just trying to get used to using the formula. But I highly encourage you to get a calculator or to find one online where you can push the pi button and it will insert that number for you. So here's what we want you to take with you, right? The volume formulas are all interconnected. They're all trying to figure out, okay, how many cubic inches can I fit inside of this 3D shape? And they all start with area of the base times the height. Even this one with the funky formula, right? 4/3 pi r cubed doesn't look anything like area of the base times the height. But hopefully in these past few lessons, you saw how it progressed from a right prism to a cylinder to a cone, and then taking the two cones to make the formula for a sphere. Everything is interconnected, and the more you realize that, the easier the math will be, because then you can manipulate things and use different things to help you solve the questions that you need to. InstructaBeats out.